But first, joining us now with the very latest on the Smollett case, Fox 32 reporter Rafer is with us. Rafer, good to see you. You have been in the forefront of breaking a lot of these stories, skeptical at first, unlike a lot of the national media, and I got to give you a lot of credit for that because there's been some horrific reporting in this case.
Well, thank you, Sean, and I apologize to have to do this on your show. The name is Rafer. Since this might be one of the only times I'm on your show, I figured I might want to get my name right.
Here I say something nice, and you got to take a... No, Rafer, I'm sorry.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. You said something nice to me, and I was biting my tongue on that one.
And then you just hit me right in the back of the head. I'm a great guy. We're getting along great.
I figured you could respect the truth in my reporting. But no, you're absolutely right. Very early on with this case, Sean, I was very skeptical because Chicago police were skeptical. You know, we were very careful at Fox 32 News to report that Jussie Smollett says he was attacked because we weren't there. We don't know if he was attacked. And, you know, normally I defend my profession, but yes, the national media that ran with the headline, Jussie Smollett was attacked, that's journalism 101. I mean, it's the old adage, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. Police also told me that they were very skeptical given the nature of this, the red hats, the bleach, the rope, and the location in Streeterville. I voiced that skepticism publicly on Twitter. I did get some backlash, and now it appears that there might be some merit to that skepticism. As for the very latest on the case right now, the very latest is this is the big news now. State's Attorney Kim Fox, a Democrat, announcing that she has recused herself from this case. I can tell you that this blindsided Chicago police. She just released a statement a moment ago basically saying that out of impartiality that there could have been, that they had, let me get this right here, that they wanted to address questions of impartiality based upon familiarity with potential witnesses in this case. So this means that Assistant State's Attorney Joseph Maggots is taking over the case. Today, the two Nigerian brothers went before police and prosecutors at 26th and Cal, the Cook County Courthouse. They were completely brought in total secrecy. We had every single entrance and exit staked out. We did not see these guys go in and out. The last time somebody was afforded that kind of privilege with police and prosecutors was when Oprah Winfrey went there for jury duty. I did see their lawyer, Gloria Schmidt. She walked out of a doorway marked grand jury. I asked her, did her clients go before a grand jury? She simply said, I have no comment. Police then said, no, the men did not testify before a grand jury today, but they are cooperating with police, and they are right now trying to help the police build a case against Jussie Smollett. In the meantime, while all of this is going on, there is a separate investigation altogether. Mind you, the hate letter that was sent to the Empire Studios, that's being handled by the FBI and the U.S. Postal Service, the feds. We have no idea where that investigation stands. We've been getting some leaks out of Chicago PD, but that is a whole host of potential trouble for Smollett, because now you're looking at federal charges, possibly linked to terrorism, completely independent of what might happen with the Chicago PD's case against him.
Rafer, let me ask you a question here. The Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox's recusal, somebody sent me, and I don't know if you know the truth of this, and I'm asking, do you know that she has endorsed Kamala Harris? I'm excited she is running for president. I would not be where I am today without her guidance, et cetera. Is any of this have to do with politics, presidential politics?
Well, it could be politics, but it really could be something as simple as she knows Jussie Smollett. If she knows Kamala Harris, as you know, Smollett has campaigned with Harris. You know, Kim Fox, it's no secret, has aspirations of higher office. And perhaps she didn't want to deal with any sort of political ramifications if she has to be the one to send Jussie Smollett to jail.
Maybe she just did the right
Ultimately,
thing. I mean, maybe she just saw a potential conflict and got out, which might be admirable.
And that's absolutely a possibility as well. Her assistant, Joseph Maggots, I do not know him personally, but I know that he's going to competently handle this case and try to prosecute Smollett to the full letter of the law if they find enough evidence for him to be guilty.
All right, Rafer, welcome your first and last appearance on Fox for attacking. No, I'm teasing. Great job. Thank you. Great reporting all throughout this. We appreciate you being with us.
Joining us now live from Chicago as well, someone who had questions from the start, Fox 32 reporter Rafer Weigel. Great to have you with us tonight.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on, Shannon.
Okay, so listen, you took heat from people when you were asking questions as a reporter because some of this just didn't add up to you in the beginning, and you have been in there in Chicago covering this. You have police sources. What has your experience been like as you've now unraveled this thread, it appears, after so many people came after you for even questioning this?
Yeah, well, initially, when we at Fox 32 reported that Jussie Smollett says he was attacked. We weren't there. We didn't see the attack. So other media outlets that just blindly reported that he was attacked, I mean, you know, that's journalism 101. It's that old adage, as I said in Laura Ingraham last night, if your mother says she loves you, check it out. Also, speaking to Chicago police, and my managing editor, Lisa Vusco, has also been working this story with me and talking to her sources at Chicago PD. They were skeptical from the very beginning, giving the extremity of the claims, the red hats, the bleach, the rope, the location, Streeterville, that nobody would have stepped in and intervened. There would be no cell phone video. They expressed that skepticism to me, but that's their job to be skeptical. I voiced that skepticism early on. I took a lot of flack for it, but at the end of the day, I didn't take that personally. I just understand that this became something very politicized very early on by both the left and the right. But yeah, I did caution, against some people, against the outrage without more actual facts coming through. And as the facts are kind of coming through, it appears right now that skepticism was warranted.
Yeah, and we're getting more information slowly. A lot of it not on the record. Some of it is on the record. But what we do know tonight is that the state attorney has decided to recuse herself. Can you tell us anything about what's behind that decision and what happens next?
Well, she put it because of familiarity with potential witnesses, so that's a very vague term. She obviously has some kind of connection either to the witnesses themselves, possibly with Smollett, and if that's the case, then she's doing the right thing by recusing herself. There's a lot of theories floating around. I don't know the Assistant State's Attorney Joseph Magets personally, but I do know that he is under pressure from the mayor's office, and the police really do want to prosecute Jussie Smollett to the full letter of the law because they believe that he fabricated this entire police report, and they want to see him prosecuted for that. And also keep in mind, we're not talking about the federal investigation that's going on into that letter that was sent to the Empire Stars or the Empire Set. That is a whole different issue altogether. If the feds decide to prosecute him on that, that is totally independent of what happens with the Chicago Police Department. Now you're talking federal time. Now you're talking about a whole different potential list of problems. And there are no leaks coming out of that investigation. We have no idea what's going on with that.
Yeah, we have a lot more questions than answers on some of these things. I want to read something from his attorney. He says, as a victim of a hate crime who has cooperated with the police investigation, Jussie Smollett is angered and devastated by recent reports that the perpetrators are individuals he is familiar with. He's now been further victimized by claims attributed to these alleged perpetrators that Jussie played a role in his own attack. Nothing is further from the truth, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying. I mean, they're not leaving a lot of daylight there, Rafer.
No, and his first attorney, Michael Monaco, my sources are telling me that Monaco essentially felt that he couldn't work with him because Smollett wanted to come out with that declarative statement you might recall over the weekend that his lawyers released. And my sources are telling me that Monaco didn't want that, didn't want him to come out that strongly, and just felt they had a difference of opinion in philosophy. So it appears that Jussie Smollett and his legal team have every intention of fighting this, taking this all the way, until the 12th round, which means I don't know that we're in for any kind of resolution anytime soon.
That's true, because they want to talk to him again. So far, no plans for that. But Rafer, we'll follow your Twitter feed and come back and join us again when you have news. Good to have you.
Anytime. Thank you, Shannon.
Dan, we'll get to you in a second. First, joining us from Chicago is Rafer Weigel. I fired him last night, but, apparently you're taking heat for doing a news report on my show in Chicago. Gee, I'm sorry. But you've been great on this story.
No, I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you, Sean. I'm grateful to be coming back on.
And I do apologize for mispronouncing your name, but I think I'm just going to do it on purpose from now on. But go ahead.
No, I mean, listen, it was good TV. But no, as you said, Sean, this does not look good for Jussie Smollett. Chicago police are essentially now accusing him publicly of making the entire thing up. And it looks like we can now start to use the word that police asked us not to use before, and that being hoax. Smollett's legal team and prosecutors met today for several hours at the Cook County Courthouse trying to work out some kind of an agreement. No agreement was reached, and therefore prosecutors put the grand jury in play. The two brothers, Abel and Ola Osendero, testified before that grand jury for 2.5 hours. Their attorney telling me no plea deal was reached. They were not granted immunity because they did nothing wrong. Meanwhile, the evidence seems to mount that these two brothers did stage this event. We got surveillance video, Fox 32 obtaining surveillance video from a beauty supply store showing these two men walking into this store buying a red hat, ski masks, And the date of this video was January 28th. That is the day before the incident is reported. So the brothers are cooperating with police, saying Smollett put them up to it. Smollett says that they're the ones lying. The brothers' attorney says Smollett's the one not telling the truth. Take a listen. Jesse Smollett says they're lying. What do you say to that?
I think Jesse Smollett should come clear because the truth will set him free.
And that was me asking her that question. Let's give the statement from Jesse Smollett's legal team, which we got about an hour ago. Like any other citizen, Mr. Smollett enjoys the presumption of innocence, particularly when there has been an investigation like this, one where information, both true and false, has been repeatedly leaked. Given these circumstances, we intend to conduct a thorough investigation and to mount an aggressive defense. As your other guest said, a Class 4 felony, that could be 1 to 3 years in prison. Jesse Smollett is due in bond court tomorrow at 1:30. The question is, will he show up? If he doesn't, there will be a warrant issued for his arrest. Sean?
All right, Rafer Weigel reporting in Chicago tonight. Thank you for that report. We bring back in Rebecca Rose Woodland and Dan Bongino. First, more on our top story tonight. Joining us live from Chicago and our affiliate, WFLD Fox 32 reporter, Rafer Weigel. You know how many people are giving me crap because you gave me crap for, jeez.
All right, listen, I just want to thank you, Sean, for extending my contract after giving me the pink slip 3 days ago. So I really do appreciate you bringing me back on.
I was kidding, and you obviously kidding, but you've been doing great work.
You're a good man.
All right, what's the latest? This is a serious topic, obviously.
Yeah, it absolutely is. You know, you were talking about Superintendent Eddie Johnson earlier when he gave his press conference. That was the most demonstrative that I have ever heard Eddie Johnson at any press conference. The phrase he gave was, "This is not TV, this is real life," and real life is coming hard and fast to Jesse Smollett right now. He finally had his camera debut, and it was anything at all but a red carpet experience, as hordes of media, myself included, and cameras descended on him in a media scrum that I personally have never seen before. We shouted questions at him. He took no questions, and then he got into the back of a black SUV, shielded by his bodyguards, and then went to the set of Empire, where he was expected earlier in the day today before he got arrested. But that courtroom, when he was in there posting bond, it was so dramatic, the tension you could cut with a knife. As the assistant state's attorney was reading these charges, a mountain of evidence, you could see Smollett staring daggers at her. And the evidence was so detailed, down to the fact that this man, Abel, one of the two alleged attackers, was his former drug dealer, and even down to what Jesse Smollett wanted them to do and say in the attack. Take a listen.
Defendant Smollett also stated he wanted the brothers to catch his attention by calling him an Empire F, Empire N. Defendant Smollett further detailed that he wanted Abel to attack him, but not hurt him too badly, and to give him a chance to appear to fight back.
And even the judge had some fiery rhetoric for Smollett, saying that he is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But if these statements are true, the judge saying it is outrageous and despicable. And he described the noose that Jesse Smollett used as a symbol of evil in this country. Now, just a few moments ago, I got a statement from Jesse Smollett's lawyers, and I'm going to read it to you so I get it right. Not the whole thing, just the beginning part. It says, "Today we witnessed an organized law enforcement spectacle that has no place in the American legal system. The presumption of innocence, a bedrock in the search for justice, was trampled upon at the expense of Mr. Smollett, and notably on the eve of a mayoral election." So they are claiming politics is behind all of this. They're giving every indication that they're going to fight this. His next court date is on March 14th. Sean?
All right. Rafer Weigel reporting for us tonight in Chicago. Great report. Thank you. Joining us now with more on this breaking news story is Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera.